Howdy folks, this is Shane. This is a review of the Boxking pedalboard and pedalboard bag. It also comes with a power supply built in. I was going to do an unboxing video, but I thought better of it. Bad jokes aside, this pedalboard is actually really good. Let's start off with the pedalboard bag. It has a pouch at the front as well, and the actual material feels a lot like a mono gig bag, which is some of the better gig bags. It's a little bit different to, say, a pedal train, which I own. I've owned a few of them over the years and still own one now. It's actually really padded as well. It isn't a hard shell in there, it's just extremely well padded. So let's go ahead and take a look. That's the front right there. So it's a decent size. It's probably the same width as my pedal train, except it's about twice as high, which is awesome. So let's open this up and take a look. Boxking. All right, so the material on the inside is nice and padded, as I mentioned. It's got that plush finish, and there's a whole lot of additional stuff in here, which is awesome. So we'll take a look at all of this. Let's take a look at the focus so far, which will be the board. Wow, they've included a whole lot of patch cables as well. Everything to get going. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but we'll check that out in a sec. So the pedal board itself actually comes with the Velcro already on. I would have kind of preferred that to be off because I don't actually use the soft side on the board. I use the soft side on the pedals so the pedals don't stick to the carpet. But let's just take a quick look at this bag. I think this bag is amazing. Yeah, it's super padded, man. It's hard to probably explain over the video, but it is really padded. It's a good quality bag. The zips are definitely really quite good as well. But overall, yeah, pretty wild. So this is the pedal board. You might be thinking, well, what makes this pedal board so special? The fact it's got a built-in power supply at the back makes it so special. That's pretty awesome. I'll give you a quick rundown now of all of the different outputs, and I'll say it in milliamps because that makes more sense. So we have 3 9-volt 600 milliamp outputs, which is awesome. We have 4 9-volt 2000 milliamp outputs, so that's a lot. That's really cool. And the cool thing about milliamps in terms of output, if you have a pedal that requires more, you can absolutely use that. But if you just want to plug in a regular 9-volt pedal into a 2000 milliamp output, it's not going to cause it any problems. The pedal takes what it needs. We also have 2 12-volt 1000 milliamp outputs, and that's cool. I've got a couple of pedals that use 12 volts. It's a sort of random number, but they do exist out there. And we also have an 18-24 volts 0.5 amps or 500 milliamps output, and you can switch that, which is absolutely cool. On and off button, battery indicator on both sides. And yeah, what can I say? The white one that's on here is actually the charge option. So if you want to charge up the board, there you go. It looks like Boxking also included a whole lot of additional accessories as well. I think some of this would come with the actual pedal board, but I know some of it won't. Let's see if they've hooked us up with... All right, they've not hooked us up with an Australian adapter. Anyway, that's not a big deal. I should have a few of these 9-volt power supplies laying around anyway. So interesting that that wasn't included. Hopefully it is in here somewhere, but anyway. That's the US plugs. We have a massive collection of cables. These are patch cables going directly from the board to the pedals, which is great. And it looks like there's plenty of them here. I know I've got a black t-shirt on, so I'll use the white table view right here so you can see what's going on. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We also have, what is this? All right, so that goes from, this is the one of the ones that actually, I'm not too sure what that is actually, I'll find out. Let's have a look at this box and see what's in here. Ooh, we've got a premium cable. Beautiful. Wow, this actually looks really good. Cable quality feels amazing. It's got gold connectors, which doesn't really help with sound that much because you're basically never attaching it to anything with a gold input. But in terms of quality, it looks good. And yeah, it feels like a good quality cable, which is nice. We have whatever this is in here as well. It's a 5N OOC musical cable. I don't know what that means. These boxes are giving me some drama opening them up. Let's try this. Come on. Ew. There we go. Looks like we have a secondary cable as well. This is one with 2 actual regular plugs. Oh, it's got a silent plug. Fantastic. So when you plug it in, you can unplug it without it going snap. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And we have a right angle connector on the other cable. So that's great, man. Far out. So they've included everything at least to get me set up here and ready to go. And when they emailed me, they said, oh, what type of pedal board do you have and what do you want? And I said, look, I wouldn't mind a larger one than the one I have. I always go, and you know what? I've bought a larger pedal board 2 or 3 times now, and I always find it too big. But this particular board is kind of smaller than the one that I had, but it's slightly larger than my pedal train, so it was the perfect size. We also have a whole lot of really cool quality looking patch cables here as well. Gold connectors. It says Boxking on the actual cables themselves, which is good. They've branded everything with their own brand name. And some of these are longer than others as well. Yes, that is fantastic. That's one of those things that a lot of people don't think about. They just think about attaching small cables and not larger ones. Because if you want to go from one side to the other, you obviously need a larger cable. So there's in-between sizes as well, which is fantastic. We've got smaller ones here. We've got 3 small ones, 4. This is probably exactly what you need. Yeah, I would say this looks pretty much spot on. So we've got 5 smaller ones, 2 medium-sized ones, and 2 large ones, plus the cables as well. This is fantastic. They also mentioned these are noise-free and produce perfect sound quality. So I guess we'll find out a little bit about that as I test this board. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's set something up here and see how it goes. Now unfortunately, I kind of want to change the Velcro, but I think I might just leave it. This will kind of be like a secondary board. I might put the Dan Electro pedals on here or something like that. I need to find my universal adapter and then we'll get this thing sorted out. All right, so this is day 2 and I've just finished charging up the pedal board. It took about 4 hours per side from dead flat. So we have full power and we should get about 8 hours out of each side of actual playing time, which is more than enough for any particular gig. And being that I don't have that many pedals on the board, one side will do absolutely fine, but I may use both. We'll see how we go. So I grabbed a selection of pedals that both use, most of them are 9 volts, but some of them do use up to 12 volts as well. So this is a good selection of stuff. Then we'll plug it in and see how it sounds. This isn't a board that I would actually put together. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dirt pedals and a delay. So yeah, anyway, this does have a clean boost in here as well, but I thought I'd grab a couple of pedals I haven't even tried yet, like this one and this one right here as well. So we're gonna start off with some patch cables and we'll take it from here. So I may speed this footage up. We'll see how we go. All right, so I just used all the short connections between each of the pedals, but I still need to get from here to here. There's other ways you could do it. You can kind of go diagonally as well, but I choose to do it this way because I wanted to see if this cable was actually long enough. This is the long patch cable. So the way I'm going to do this is start over here, feed it under the board. Hopefully it reaches. Bring it up through somewhere, hopefully. Might have to just bring it through here. Yeah, it's going to reach. Now, I'm not going to Velcro these particular pedals down. Like I said, this isn't a board I would use in this ever like this. This has got way too many dirt pedals, but just for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to just use this. So I would do this a different way, actually. Normally, I would not put the tension on the cable like that. But anyway, we're going to go with it for now. It's not the tidiest. So I've just hooked up a couple of these to the regular 9-volt input over here as well. But what I thought I'd do is hook this one up to the high milliamp output ones because it does require just that little bit more. So we're going to go into the 9-volt 2000 milliamp. And I'm just doing this in a really quick way too. I wouldn't leave the cables hanging out of the back like this on my own board. So I'm pretty fussy with that sort of stuff. Some people don't seem to care too much, but I don't like cables hanging out everywhere. Usually I would feed them through the board and cable time off and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, for the sake of the video, it really doesn't matter. Now the Violine Bazaar pedal, it can go up to 12 volts. So we're going to see if we can run that off to 12. There we go. Awesome. Same thing again, I would run the power cable under the board to get it out of the way. Or I can actually use the power strip on the opposite side of the board too. But just so you can see what I'm doing, let's just do it this way. And believe it or not, this big one over here is 9 volts only. So for this one, what I'm going to do, I think I've still got a few, I've still got a few spare up here. But just to save space, I'm actually going to put this one over here on the 9 volt. I'll put it in the 2000 milliamp one. There we go, done. All right, so that is the messiest board of all time. But it should work fine. So we're going to plug this in and see how it sounds and responds. This is what I kind of like about the pedal. It just doesn't start as soon as you plug everything in. You actually have to turn it on. You get the LED lit up here for how much battery life's left on just this particular one. And I'll do the same on this one over here. And as you can see, for the pedals that are actually already on, everything's powered up, no problems at all. So this is going to be cool. So let's plug it in, see if there's any noise issues or whatever, and see what kind of crazy sound we can get out of this. All right, we have the board set up, and I've got my Little Crow Raven electric guitar going into my Fender Blues Deluxe reissue amp. We're going into the 2 Notes Torpedo, and then I'm recording from there. And this is the clean tone on the bridge pickup. I can't hear any noise or hiss or anything coming through. It's dead quiet. So let's try a few of these. This is the Professional Drive from Dazatronics, kind of like a tube screamer. Knowingly like a tube screamer. The Serena Digital Delay from Cytec. So they're both 9 volt pedals. Let's try this one. This is the Violine from Bazaar, and this is running at 12 volts. I'm not sure how it's set up right now, so we'll find out in a sec. Let's try the Thunder knob now from Lightning Boy Audio. The only buzz I'm hearing is the fact I've got lots and lots of gain pedals stacked together. Let's try the 3-stage rocket. This is one of my favorite pedals. With some clean boost in the pre position. Awesome, sounds great. The only noise I'm hearing is the fact I've got loads and loads of gain on. So I guess the question is this something that I'd recommend to people based on my experience with it? So far, absolutely. I think the gig bag is second to none. The size of the board is really, really cool. It means I could actually mount a wah pedal on there easily without having to put it externally, which is something that I do on my current pedal train. I don't actually use that many effects when I play live, but my wah pedal is always off the board. Something this size would be perfect for someone who uses a volume pedal or a regular size wah pedal and they want that actually on the board. The thing I like best about this is the fact you can recharge the batteries within here, and you also have two separate rows of actual outputs. It makes it really, really easy. Whether or not you're running like lots of little pedals and you need, all of those extra ones, or whether or not you just run out of charge by accident, you can always just plug them into the other side. I think that's pretty cool as well. The charge time is around 4 hours, but supposedly you can get up to 8 hours of playtime. Sometimes if you're using high, like Strymon pedals that might use a little bit more juice, that might sort of cut that down, but you should get a good amount of charge out of each of these. I'm gonna take this to a few gigs. You'll probably see it in a few of my live clips that I post as well, just to sort of see how it runs in the real world. I should also point out too, I was using the cables that came with it in its entirety. So to the guitar, to the amplifier, and all the ones from the pedal board. I really dig these patch cables. I think they're really great. Having the small pancake connector heads is a really space saving thing, I should say. So they save a lot of space and the cable quality is actually really, really good. Usually when I receive products to review, the first thing I do with the cable is walk over to the bin and throw it out. These are actually really good. So I don't know, I don't think they come with the actual board. I could be wrong on that, but I'll post all the links on screen and you can check out their stuff. Looking at their catalog, it looks like the cables could be separate. Overall, the board quality is fantastic. The actual bag is awesome as well. The bag's one of the best ones I've seen from any company, including Pedal Train. The Velcro quality is fine as well. And like I said, their patch cable and all that kind of stuff is great. This isn't a paid review or anything like that. This is just my thoughts on it. Usually, like I said, the cables are not very good and they go straight in the bin. I know when I received my PRS SE, it came with this cable I'm never gonna use. So clunk, throw it out, and you'll never use it again. You tend to use good cables, but these are great. I actually took this particular cable with the right angle jack to a gig last night and gave that a shot straight into the PV Bandit, and it was fine. I had no issues with noise or handling noise or anything like that. So they are really good cables. Thanks for watching. My name's Shane. If you have any comments or questions about the board or the video, please let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Please let me know your thoughts on this. Overall, it's a really great functional unit that you don't actually need to have a wall connector with you, unless of course the batteries are going flat. But like I said, you should get plenty of time out of this. The fact that it has both sides that you can charge pretty much means you're going to be set for a number of gigs, even if your gigs go for 3 or 4 hours. Thanks again for watching, folks. Don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell next to it, and I'll catch you all soon. See ya.